Hello freaks and geeks! Isabel here. Welcome back to Reeled In. 'Tis the year of 2026 and that marks the 25th anniversary of the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies. I was lucky enough to be able to attend the re-release in theaters, and I got some merchandise from that, so I wanted to share that with you. Now, I was originally either too young, like an infant, or I wasn't even born yet when the original trilogy was released in theaters. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, an annual, biannual rewatch of the extended editions every year. So, so to be able to see it as it was originally intended in theaters was quite the experience. I'm very glad I got to be able to do that and say that I've officially seen them in theaters. Now, I went to AMC. I know I think most of the theater companies also released them, as well as they released some merchandise, again, which I will be showing you. So I'm going to start off with the popcorn bucket. This was the AMC popcorn bucket. I was also going to have, I think it was either Regal or Cinemark who released another popcorn bucket with a different design. I was going to have that in my collection. However, even though I did order it, it was like on its way, and then they had to refund me because they said they were low on stock or something. So unfortunately, I did not have that popcorn bucket, but I do have the AMC popcorn bucket, which is basically the map of Middle Earth wrapped around the bucket. Now this is tin. It's not a plastic bucket, which I do appreciate. I think Golden Link does a lot of the theater popcorn buckets, so this is also a Golden Link production. But if we start off on the wrap, we have the Lord of the Rings 25 surrounded by the Elvish script. And then as we continue to rotate, we do have the Realm of Middle Earth. Again, as if someone hand drew this map, or if you're looking at a historical map, we have the North cartography symbol there. And we start off with the Lost Realm of Arnor. And what I really like about this tin is that this is not a 2D print. If you run your fingers over the mountain ranges, even over the names of the different locations, you can feel it. There's a slight raise to them. And then we continue on to Gondor. We see Lorien, Rohan, and we do finish off with Mordor and the Sea of Rune. The 15 minutes before the show started, my friend and I, we were just admiring our popcorn buckets and tracing names of locations we probably weren't either familiar with to begin with, or that we've only read in the book, and to see it on the popcorn bucket was really special and really cool. Like we have Isengard, Dunland, the Shire, of course. Can't forget about the Shire. But the coloring is a parchment, of course. This is a map with dark ink. And the inside is, you can see it's kind of been stamped. Like this must have been one flat sheet of metal that was stamped with the image and then rolled into the bucket shape. But the inside is a nice gold and it reflects the light, which is pretty cool. So that was the AMC popcorn bucket. Very happy to have it to my collection. The other popcorn bucket, it was like a green, and it showcased the One Ring, and it was a scenery from the third movie, Return of the King, where Schmeagol, his friend Deagle, he finds the ring at the bottom of the river. And so it's that scene of it like sitting in the mud, and there's like the vegetation underwater is around it, and we get the murky light. Very cool. A little disappointed that I didn't get it, but I understand they were giving it out to the people who were actually at that theater, and I went to AMC, so I get it. But what AMC released with the popcorn bucket was also magnets. Now, I'm not the biggest magnet person, but again, I think it was really cool that they added it with the popcorn bucket, like it was not an extra purchase. So this is a magnet set of 4. I'm keeping it in its crinkly paper. But on the back, we have the same Lord of the Rings 25, as well as on the front. Now, these are pre-cut magnets. So it does come in this one sheet, but each 4 is already laser cut out. So all you have to do is punch them and you will have the individual magnet that you can put on your fridge or any metal surface. So we do have the one ring of power with the inscription on the inside and outside. We do have the elven brooch, the leaves of Lorien, the eye of Sauron, and we have the even star, which is the pendant that Arwen gives to Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, and he wears it throughout the movies. I will say I do appreciate them giving this to us, again, at no additional cost for whatever you get with the popcorn bucket. I am not really a fan of the imagery. Is a little bit cartoonish. That's not necessarily my favorite style when I go collect things or purchase things for myself for different fandoms. But again, like this was like a free edition with your popcorn bucket. So I'm not going to complain too much. But overall, a nice little addition for the 25th anniversary for Lord of the Rings merchandise. Now, these next two things I purchased separately. This was not AMC. I want to say I got these. These were from Regal, I think. But one of them, and I don't like magnets, but I do like pins. I do love pins. So I saw this one pin that they were offering on the merchandise website, and I was like, I have to have it. And it is the doorway, the entrance into Moria. So the pin itself, the cardboard it comes pinned to, has a background of the mountains of Moria with a nice sunset, very beautiful imagery. But what I like most about this pin is that the doors, they're able to open. So you have, again, it's cut against the rock, black, the white etching of the design of the door in the moonlight. And then as you open, and these are held shut by little magnets, but as you open the two doors, we do see Gandalf the Grey. And he is in a more green shading with maybe the rock wall behind him as he is contemplating the password for this door. And again, this is not 2D. If you do run your fingers over both the front of the door and Gandalf's image, you do feel the raised edges. So again, really, I think the fact that the door is open is what drew me to this pin in the first place. But yeah, and we do have speak, friend, and enter. And if you look closely, the font makes it look like it is written in either an Elvish or Dwarvish type of font, type of writing. But if you look closely, it actually says it in English, speak, friend, and enter. So I think that's kind of cute, for us modern day people. So this was honestly like, the popcorn bucket was amazing to have, but this pin also a highlight of the merchandise that came out for the 25th anniversary for the Lord of the Rings. It still technically is 25th anniversary. It's 2026 still. We got a couple more months of 2026. But now this one was my most pricey one. I will say I almost considered not getting it, but then I was like, well, it seems to kind of be like there's not too many editions of it out there. So I might as well just get it. But this is a limited edition framed FilmCells from each of the three movies. We have miniature, I'm going to tell you what it is, I'm going to show it to you later. We have miniature versions of the posters for the three movies that came out. In addition to it, we have 6 individual cells of film. These are original film from when they shot it, and it depicts different scenes throughout the movies. And on the back, it does have a certificate of authenticity. There's that silver plaque right there. I believe they only had a couple, like 500 maybe. So these are also specifically numbered. Like this is number whatever out of whatever. I don't remember how much they had originally, but I can put it, if they still have it available for purchase, I will put it in the description down below. But we do have an image of the first poster from the Fellowship of the Ring, and that is Frodo staring into the camera, and he is holding the ring in his palm. And for the two towers, we have kind of a floating head aspect here. In the foreground, we have Orthanc, which is Saruman's tower. And in the back, we have Minas Morgul, which is the city of the Nazgul, also where the eye of Sauron rests. So we do have that. There's the Battle of Helm's Deep is going on in the forefront of the ground. And then we do have a floating head scenario. Arwen, Aragorn, the Hobbits, Legolas, like everyone's here in the two towers. And then of course, for the Return of the King, we have Aragorn holding Andúril. So very nice. Okay, it does say I was wrong. There are 2,500 of these bad boys for sale. Let me be less because people have bought them. But mine is number 974. So that's the specific one that I have. Now each film cell, and if you hold it up to the light, you can see better what the individual cells are depicting. So we do have, and I will do my best to show you guys this in an overlay. But in the first film cell, we do have Frodo. He's still in the Shire. He is discovering the secret of the One Ring for the first time with Gandalf with him. We do see the reflection of that golden inscription off of his face. So that's a really cool film cell to have. And then we do have one of Aragorn. I want to say we're in Rohan for this one. He's in his casual clothes. He's got his pipe. There's a torch lit in the background. He might be talking to King Theoden. That is, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that is the scene. And then we also have another one. We have a lot of Aragorn. We have another one of Aragorn. He is talking to Gandalf the White. So I do think this is a Two Towers. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I cannot recall exactly what they were talking about or where that scene is from. But that is what they're doing. We do have a cell of Lady Galadriel and Lorien and Lothlorien. Always fun to have Galadriel pop up. And we have another one. This is of Gandalf the White and Theoden. Theoden is sitting on his throne. He's not having a good time. And Gandalf is trying his best to advise him on what to do now that he is free of that curse that Grimma put him under. And our last film cell is one of the hobbits. I believe this is Merry. It's either Pippin or Merry. The face is elongated a little bit in this cell, so it's actually a little hard to tell. I'm not super sure the background. They could be in the forest for this one. It looks like a dark background. But yes, 6 film cells. I appreciate the variety of this. I think my favorite film cell is probably when Frodo is holding the ring and the reflection against his face. I think that one is probably my favorite one for sure. So yes, and it does come framed originally. It does come like that, so you don't have to worry about framing it properly. It already does that. I will say if you're looking to wipe things down, it is encased in glass, but I would still use like a microfiber cloth just to wipe off any dust or anything like that, just to make sure you don't scratch it or anything. You know, this is a pretty cool piece to have. So, you know, just take precautions to keep it in good condition. But those are the merchandise pieces that I got for the 25th anniversary for the Lord of the Rings. Did you guys get any pieces? Would love to hear what you got. Leave a comment down below, or which of these pieces were your favorite. Would love to hear that too. And I do plan in the future to do a Lord of the Rings and probably also a Hobbit, maybe I'll include them together, ranking video, like how I rank some of the movies over the other, which is gonna be so hard because they're all kind of perfect. Like they would all be A's or superior, but one would be slightly superior over the other. But so yeah, definitely come back for that or subscribe. So you don't miss that video. But guys, that's all I've got for you today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, thanks for stopping by. To any of my returning viewers, welcome back, and to any new viewers, welcome. Here on this channel, you will find a shared love of fandom, with videos of merchandise reviews, exhibition tours and walkthroughs, fandom discussions, theme parks, and a lot more. Feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.